All right, we're off to a good start because our intro is not playing. Let's try
It
this again.
started on this side.
Did it? Okay.
No, it didn't. The intro didn't, but it started like the rest of it.
Yeah, we're live right now. So, hello everybody. Welcome to another episode. It's been a while, but this is the return of the F1 recaps here on the Mr. Benfica podcast channel. I'm one of your hosts, as always, the Mr. Mike Agostinho, joined tonight by a very special guest, obviously, and he's kind of really the host of this show. I kind of just throw the questions out there, and he takes it from there. Of course, my son is here tonight, back after a visit to the World Cup, a
Yeah,
drive halfway across America,
34
and
states now.
30, and he even got behind the wheel of a cart in Oklahoma City and put me in the wall.
No, I didn't.
Romero P is here tonight. What's up, son? How are you this evening?
I am pretty good and excited to talk about this because this was a pretty interesting one.
Pull your mouthpiece just a little bit further away from you. All right, we're getting some static.
Okay.
There you go. That's good. So, we have missed a lot of F1 action.
Yes, we missed how many? Like three, four Grand Prix.
Something. The last we were on
Yeah,
the last one was this is the fourth
was
F1 recap.
yeah.
We covered I think two races in each of the
Well,
last
fifth
two
if we
episodes.
count our preseason
Okay. So,
one. I think we did Australia, then we did Suzuka, and China. Well, other not in that order, but and then we did Miami and Montreal, I think.
okay. Is there a
And
timer
then
on your screen by the way? It looks like you're the host.
am I
Do you see a
uh
timer in the top left of your screen?
top left? No, I do not.
Okay, we're off to a start. Hopefully
I,
this is working. Hopefully people
yeah.
are watching right now
Hopefully someone can see.
on your YouTube channel. Give me your thoughts on the Hungarian. Give me your thoughts on where we are right now in the F1 season before we get to Hungary. What do you think about what we've seen so far? Kimi Antonelli is in the lead. Was
By 50
fantastic
points.
through the start. There's been a little more diversity in results now. We've had a few other winners. Where do you think we are right now? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to the summer break now. I think it might be starting right here, but we may have one more Grand Prix. I think it's right around the corner. So, we did miss Barcelona, we missed Silverstone, and we missed Spa. Did we? I don't think there were any others. There might have been though. So, but either way, it's been a pretty interesting one with the standings. um it's getting a bit closer, I think.
All right,
Yeah.
excellent, excellent. And I can tell you, we are live on my Rumble channel, on the Parking the Bus Rumble channel, and we should be live on Romero's YouTube channel as well. And a special hello, of course, to the podcast audience. We are live on YouTube as well, Romero. So looks like things are off to a good start. Um, Anyone listening on the YouTube channel, of course, okay, anyone listening on the YouTube channel, sorry about that. Welcome. This is what we do from time to time, and we're going to try to do this after each Grand Prix. We talk
It's
F1. We
ob-
recap the
it's
day's
obviously
action.
not gone too awesome in
This
terms
is
of
our
getting
first
one
time.
out all the time, but
Yeah, yeah, and this is our first time doing this as a stream, as opposed to just the two of us sitting in
yeah.
front of my microphone. Which my microphone's maybe an endangered species at this point. But we'll see what's going on with my studio mic. But here we are
let's
in two different
let,
rooms of our house right now.
yeah, let's hope that microphone doesn't end up gone like the dodo, but
The way of the dodo. So
the
Kimi Antonelli is our leader. He came into the race today as our leader. Um, what was your thoughts today on the Hungarian Grand Prix, Romero?
well, I think it was a pretty good one. We of course we had there was a lot of stuff going on, and we started with Lando Norris on pole.
Yes, we
So,
did.
and then in second was Leclerc, then Verstappen, and then wait, where was Piastri? I'm
Uh,
forgetting now. I don't have it right in
I'll,
front of
I'll
me,
I
so
will pull
you'll
it
have
up
to
for
pull
you.
it up.
Keep talking. I will get it up for you.
So,
Just keep giving some
um,
thoughts.
I either way, I mean, we had a pretty good grid. Antonelli was going to start fourth, but he got a three-place grid drop for I want to say it had to do with impeding a yellow flag. I think it had to do with a yellow flag either way, but and ended up starting seventh, which is pretty low for what he's been doing pretty lately. And then Russell also started pretty high, but right off the start, George Russell, he had a very bad start and he came all the way down to 18th at one point, I believe. And you
Amazing.
can see
All right,
there's our
so there it is.
qualifying.
We got our qualifying there. I'm going to.
Obviously, if you look at that Hamilton there, he ended up getting a grid drop also, so I believe he started fifth. But
Hamilton is.
that was
Oh,
the
yeah,
results.
but these are the results. Yeah, you had asked about Piastri. He was fifth.
Okay, so he
He.
started fourth or third
Yeah,
actually
everybody
because
got bumped up, right?
yeah, two
And
spots.
Antonelli started in the seventh spot for the same reason.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So uh, that's that. So we came into today's race. Okay, so you saw the qualifying. What were your thoughts before the race started? Who did you think was going to come out today and really make a claim at this? Who was going to be, someone to look out for here in this
I
Hungarian Grand
mean,
Prix?
I was thinking like watch out for the champion because he started
Lando
on
Norris.
pole, and I think it was right around here when he started racking up his wins. Not that he wasn't doing well
They said that
before,
on the
but it was
broadcast, did they
around
not?
here. I believe so. They
I
might
believe I
have.
heard that on the broadcast this morning.
Yes.
So we were looking at this as if this is going to be one of the big ones for Kimi Antonelli, as well, because
Yeah,
his lead was getting smaller, right? It's
yeah,
fair to say
and it's not. He's lost some ground in comparison
he's
to
lost some
before.
ground. Um, he's also. I'm going to change the screen here so that we can see this. We're going to remove this, but he has lost some ground. But at the same time, okay, he's been very consistent despite
Yes.
there was different things happening outside of his control. I think that was causing him some spots on the podium, causing him some points to be dropped, and opening the door for some others to come in. I'm gonna look right here. I have the current driver standings. I'm gonna put them up on the screen. I think it'll be easier for you to see now here on the screen. Here
Alright.
they are.
So
Okay. Kimi Antonelli right now leads. He's got
yeah.
219 points. Lewis
So
Hamilton second. Hamilton has been coming on, wouldn't you say, over the
yeah,
last couple of weeks?
like this is definitely a return to form for him as after kind of a bit of a year of adjustment starting at Ferrari last year after a very long run at Mercedes that he had for a long time, and then last season, as you know, he went to Ferrari and this is his second season there. And by the way, yeah, this is a 50-point lead out
Hmm.
front for Kimi Antonelli. 219 points over 169. Then George Russell only 9 points behind Lewis
Hmm.
Hamilton. Then Leclerc has
138.
138, so
Yeah.
he's a bit further behind. But Lewis
And then the
Hamilton's kind of
champion in fifth.
yeah, and Lewis Hamilton's kind of in a Mercedes sandwich there in second.
Yeah, he is. And it's Mercedes and it's Ferrari at the front really fighting for it,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Um,
with the McLarens having they're kind of on the outside looking in,
yeah, they're making their way back
especially
for
Norris.
sure. Yeah, they're for sure making their way back. And um, I think that they've solidified themselves as the two teams to watch this season. I think McLaren's trying to get back into the picture, but right now I think it's Ferrari and it's Mercedes really running away with it a little bit. and fighting for the podiums and fighting for the championship, the constructors and the driving championship, right? It's a
Yes.
I think what's good is we're starting to see some new results, some new finishes in each race, right?
Yeah.
For a while, it was Kimmy. It reminded me of last season when it
Mhm.
was early on. It was Piastri, and then all of a sudden the script flipped, and his teammate Lando Norris started winning. Lando is our winner today, correct? Lando
Yes,
won the
Lando
Grand Prix this morning.
converts from pole, which happens a lot if you
It
watch
does happen a
F1.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lando is your winner, and it's his first win of the season. His
Yeah.
first win since Sao Paulo, they said last season.
Yeah.
Um, he
So I believe all three of the other ones were won by Verstappen,
yeah. So
who also had a decent run in this race, and he
he had some
also,
difficulties though,
yeah,
correct?
he had some difficulties, but he held on and would end up getting second in the classification for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
race.
yeah. And he had started in P5, I believe, right at the start of the race.
Yeah, I
You
think he ended up getting bumped up to fourth
you
though
got bumped.
because of the
Well, I
grid
had it. It says he was
grid
sixth, so that's
drops.
why I was saying
Yeah,
five.
but Lewis
Um,
Hamilton also got a grid drop for
okay,
3 places.
okay. So that explains it a little bit better. Um, Charles Leclerc found himself, behind his teammate again. There's a little bit of a both in Mercedes and in Ferrari. I think there's a little bit of a rivalry brewing up between the teammates. Would you say that that's the case?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you could say that. Yeah.
it was an interesting race because if you noticed, and I said something to you while it was going on, that as everyone went in to pit, Kimi Antonelli found his way to the front, right?
Yeah.
And then I asked you, can he go the rest of the race without pitting? And I think you had said he was going to try to, right? Was that
Yeah,
the?
he was
And
gonna.
this
That
was
was
around
his.
lap 20.
That was his thought. He was gonna try and go on a hard. I think.
Okay,
Well, they said he was trying to do a one stop, but then also we heard on the radio the McLarens were trying to make that not work by pace.
they were trying to
So
set a pace that would wear out his tires.
yeah,
Okay, I understand.
so that
That's
he'd
an
have to
interesting
pit.
strategy. Yeah, and he ends up having to pit, correct? And that's where he
Yes,
loses
that
the lead.
the one stop does not end up working.
Right. It's a risky proposition to begin with,
Yeah, on a
probably, right?
70 lap race like that we had here at the Hungarian. It's that's not that's a bit hard for one set of tires to go 50 laps.
Okay.
It
Yes.
because it was somewhere around 20, I think, that he pitted. It might have
Okay.
been a bit past then,
Yeah. His
actually,
first
but
pit was
still,
was
it's
shortly after the 20. It was maybe at
yeah, it
lap
was,
22 or 23.
but still, it's still a bit of a long way for
Whereas I
those
saw a lot of
tires.
his competitors went into the pit early, right? Because they knew they were going to
Yeah,
pit again. Is
and
that
they
what
try and they tried to go for the two stop.
the two stop? Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense. I know Max went into the pit once and he wasn't happy about it. He had said they had to do something about something that was going wrong in the car, right? Um I think Oscar Piastri was having issues with his car as well at one point.
yeah. At one point,
Yeah,
they
so
said they had been saying that it's a bit dusty
okay.
out there.
Okay, so it did look dry. I mean, the grass around the
Yeah.
track was dead. It was all brown.
S-
It looked warm there in Hungary today. They said it
Yeah,
was
they
what
said
30, 37
31
degrees,
cel 31
31 Celsius.
Celsius,
Okay, so it was
which
warm.
is close to
87.
which is
It's about
close to
87.
90
Yeah.
in
So it was warm.
Fahrenheit.
It was warm for sure. What do you think about Kimmy's risk of trying to go with one pit? Do you think it was too risky, or do you think it was worth it? He still ended up on the podium.
I don't know. It depends on like when he. It depends on like what you're when exactly you're trying to. Because I mean, I think that he. I think it depending on the circumstances, it could work. But the thing is, because of the he ended up getting outpaced. I think because I mean, it's definitely not a super easy move. So You,
And from what you're telling me, McLaren
yeah,
noticed he was doing this, and
yeah.
they decided to
I
push
believe
the
it.
pace. I remember
I
hearing
believe it
that on
was
the radio.
Piastri
Yeah,
who pointed that out. Who would
and
end
they
up DNFing the race. He had a crash. And fun fact, you were actually out on running errands during
I
part of
did
the
I left
race.
for part of the race. That is true. I guilty as charged.
Yeah, and you missed it.
I missed. That's why I'm asking you the questions because you
Yeah.
were watching it. So again, big win for Lando Norris. What does this mean for McLaren? Are they going to try to get into the race for the constructors? Are the McLaren drivers going to try to get involved in the title race, even if they can't win it for themselves? Are they going to try to be a factor to try to take the title from somebody, or how do you think McLaren is going to approach the next couple of races? I know we're
I don't
heading to a summer
know.
break soon, but
I mean, I think we do have. I think they might have time. I mean, it all depends on their results. Like in terms of the constructors, you have Piastri not finishing the race. I mean,
which is killer for
yeah, it's not easy to win a constructors championship from behind when you've got DNFs
yeah when
happening.
only one guy is scoring instead of both, right?
Yeah, cause double the driver's scoring is double the points.
Yeah, and really they're gonna need some races where they go 1-2 probably
Yeah.
to get themselves
and
back in that
and
race.
and they might need to get have some misfortune from the other teams
Yeah, of course,
also,
that's always
depending,
part of
because
sport as well.
yeah.
That is
And
definitely part
also,
of sport.
as we know in F1, so much of it can be strategy. So they're probably gonna need a lot of strategizing here, because you can't really win a championship without a proper strategy, I feel like.
Oh, absolutely. There's no sport where you can win a championship
Yeah.
without a strategy. That's
Especially
100% accurate.
in a sport that's so strategy based,
Right.
like F1.
Okay, so tell me, what do you w- we saw, like I said, Lando. Kimmy got in third place today. Is that what
Yeah.
he needs to do? Do you think that coming in the rest of the way, if he keeps coming in third and second, that's going to be enough to hold his lead at the top of the standings, or do you think he has to get back on that kind of streak where he starts winning races, week in, week out again, or does he have to win one in every three? What do you think is the approach for Kimi Antonelli going forward? Because if you can't tell, that's one of my favorite guys.
Yeah, I feel like it all depends on how the other drivers do. If the drivers near the top are constantly outperforming him, then he might need to start getting some wins, but he might be able to get by with more second and third places. But cuz I mean but currently he only has a 2 race win cushion
Hmm.
over Hamilton. Obviously, it would be very unlike him to not score points, but if he went scoreless in 2 rounds and Hamilton won 2 in a row, that would put them tied up at the top.
Yeah, and it's
Assume
definitely not over for Lewis Hamilton. He's feeling confident, I think, in himself right now. There's a
yeah.
lot of season ahead, a lot of races to go, and I think he's really comfortable in his Ferrari right now, probably
Yeah,
for the
like
first time.
I don't feel like this has not turned into a runaway year yet for Mercedes. I mean, there's still everyone still that's in somewhat in the top has a chance. I mean, like once you get a bit further down, but then I mean with the gap getting smaller, if it keeps getting smaller, then Antonelli definitely might need to start putting some wins on.
And what about George Russell, his teammate? I- What do you think
Yeah.
his outlook is going forward? He
Yeah.
obviously wants just
He's
as
in
badly
third.
to win as he does, um, as much as Kimi Antonelli wants to win. Um, what is George Russell is in a predicament because he's trying to chase his teammate down, right? But they're going to work
Yes.
together to both be near the front. Even if George Russell wins, if Kimi comes in second, he only makes up a small amount of points, right?
Yeah, it's only a 7-point gap between first and second in terms of the gain because 25 points for the winner and 18 for
For
second.
second. Yeah.
Unlike in marble racing where it's generally 25, 20, 15. If you've seen my videos, you'll probably know. I
Anyone
mean, this is
watching
the
on
first
Romero's channel knows
this
what
is
he's
the
talking
first
about.
this is the first season I've used the common point system, and just we interrupt this regularly scheduled programming for a message from me.
He's going to
I
talk about his Marvel channel. Mr.
yeah,
Benfica
we
fans, just hold tight for a minute. You're not
yeah,
going to know what he's talking about.
we know that if you've seen my channel, you'll know it's been quite a while since I posted event 1, and let me just tell you, I'm working on event 2 of Marble Champions League 2025, which obviously has gone deep into 2026, but I will get it out there and I'll try and move a bit quicker. I have been doing a lot of other stuff, and I want to try and get as much different stuff as I can done. But there also is another announcement. I I think that because of how late into the year Marble Champions League 2025 is running, I'm going to rebrand Marble Champions League 2026 as Marble Champions League 2026-27, and
Interesting.
most or all of it may be run in 2027, but it's unlikely that it will all be in 2026. So now we return to regularly scheduled programming.
All right. Thank you for holding on there, fellas and ladies, and everyone in the audience. As Romero explained if you want to check out what he's talking about, go to his channel on YouTube, Romero P Productions
Absolutely.
1520 on YouTube, and you can see his marble races and hit the championship he is running over there with marbles. Let's get back to
It's the
Formula One.
second season
Okay, let's
of
get back
it.
to Formula One here. Okay,
I
we
agree
talked
with you.
about it. Is it a two-horse race right now for the championship, or is it still wide open at this stage? Do you
I
think it's
feel
just Kimmy and Lewis going for it now, or do you think it's a more open than that
I feel like George Russell's definitely in it because he don't forget he's only 9 points behind
behind Lewis?
Lewis
Yeah,
Hamilton. So one slip up by Lewis, and if George capitalizes, that can put Mercedes back into a 1-2 at the top.
yeah,
And
which is certainly what they want.
yeah, that's certainly what they want, of course. And I feel like George Russell is definitely one to look out for. Even if he doesn't win, even if he doesn't end up winning, he's still one that can definitely finish near the top.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also have got
Yes.
Charles Leclerc in that top four. He's 22 points
Yeah, he's a little
behind George
further
Russell
back, but
for the
but
podium right now.
I mean he still has a bit of a chance.
I from what I
He's not
understand,
out of it
From what I understand,
necessarily.
Romero, and what I'm hearing is that Ferrari are more keen to have Leclerc work for Lewis Hamilton than they are for him to go at his own. Do you think that that's a struggle for a driver, because every driver wants to win. Nobody's there to
Yes,
just
everyone wants to
participate.
win.
But his team is basically telling him to work for his teammate.
And
I wonder.
that's definitely been done before. It's not the
Sure
first
has.
time we've ever seen that.
And it'll be easier for him to do that 3 or 4 races from now if he's further back. But while he's still within striking distance, I feel like that's going to be tough to ask of a
Yeah,
driver,
and
right?
I can see how it can be frustrating if the driver gets a bit annoyed with that because I mean everyone comes to win, and even the ones obviously the ones further back whose cars aren't that great. I mean but they still want to win even if they know it's not that likely. They still hope that in some scenario it might, because I mean, you never know. Half the field could crash out on lap 1.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
never know.
So I'm going to run down the scorers today, the top 10,
Okay.
just in order formulaically right now. Lando Norris, your winner from McLaren, excuse me. 1 hour 39 minutes 56 seconds, 25 points. Max Verstappen, it takes second. for Red Bull. He 18 points for him, 15 seconds back. Kind of a big gap there between first and second place, right?
Yes.
A little bit of a big gap. It's not like some of the races we've seen where it's come right down to the wire. Third place was car number 12, Kimi Antonelli, your leader in the championship right now. Um, he he's got he was 18.72 seconds behind with 15 points picked up in this race. Charles Leclerc was fourth, and he picked up 12 points, 23 seconds behind. Okay. And then Lewis Hamilton was fifth. He is, in second right now. So he actually lost ground on Antonelli. He didn't take advantage of the
You're
fact that Antonelli.
you
Yeah.
were kind of it kind of sounded a little weird for a moment there, but I think you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I
just
was
the
saying
sound.
that Lewis Hamilton finishing
Yeah,
fifth
I think I
actually loses ground in this one.
yeah. I could understand, but just in case anyone in the audience who's watching couldn't, there you go.
Okay. That was and then sixth went to Isaac Hajar from Red Bull. Okay, he was 55 seconds back, scored 8 points. George Russell took seventh, scored 6 points. Liam Lawson eighth, picks up 4 points. And then let's see, these guys were all lapped. Nico Hulkenberg was ninth, picked up 2 points and 1 point for Arvid Lindblad of Racing Bulls. Those are your top 10. You had some DNFs here. Cadillac with two DNFs again, both Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. And
Yeah,
as
and
you said earlier, Oscar Piastri, a DNF, hurts McLaren's chances and
yes.
hurts him in the standings, obviously.
Yeah. About Cadillac, we did get a bit of an interview with someone from Cadillac. I forget who it was, but before the race, we got a bit of an interview there.
What did they
And
say?
well, it's I can't I don't really remember exactly what was said, but I mean, I think they talked about basically like what their expectations for like the rest of the season and stuff, and what their goals are long term and stuff are. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I feel like if you can start racking up some finishes, this is just what I'm thinking. If you can start getting some finishes, then that I feel like that's a good progression. And if you happen to get in the points one of these times, then that would be pretty awesome for them. I mean, that would be their first point ever, actually, as
Yeah,
they're
absolutely.
currently
I
on
think,
zero.
yeah, they'll
But I
be
mean,
popping champagne when they get their first
I feel
point for
like
sure.
this team could do well in the future. I mean, obviously, it can certainly be rough when you're in your very first year. You're
Yeah, of
not like
course.
Audi, who's been planning this for years, like we talked about
Of
in our
course, of
very
course.
first episode.
Of course. All right. So I think we have one more race. I'm going to put up the constructors standings really quickly so we can run that down, okay?
Okay.
And it's coming up on your screen right now for those watching, those listening. I will read it. Mercedes are your leaders with 379 points right now. Ferrari are second, and they have 307 points. McLaren are third right now with 220. So it is getting away from McLaren. They cannot continue to have anybody DNFing. They need both guys scoring week in, week out, and preferably they got to be getting on the podium if they want to make any kind of
Yeah,
run at this, right?
you can't DNF at this point, pretty much. It you need a massive screw up from those top few teams.
Yeah,
Like if you're gonna not score, you need them to not score
of
almost.
course, of
Like
course.
you're that far behind. You're that far behind. You really have to you really have to be absolutely as best as possible. Like there's no time to waste in getting both drivers with solid finishes, and you definitely need some podiums.
Yeah, without a doubt. What they really need is they need to get podiums, and they need the teams in front of them to have some DNFs realistically if they
Yes.
want to get back in it. Fourth place is Red Bull Racing right now. They have 177 points. I don't think they're really going to challenge for anything this season.
I mean,
I
they
could be
could
wrong.
play spoiler for other
They
teams
could
like
definitely play
McLaren.
spoiler. You're right. And right behind them is their little brother, Racing Bulls, with 66. And then we got Alpine with 61. Haas F1 team has 21 points. And then below them is Audi with just 12 points. Kind of disappointing for Audi right now.
Yeah.
Williams has 11, and then Aston Martin has 1 point. And as we said, Cadillac right now sit 11th. 0 points right now for Cadillac, but of course it is their first season,
Yeah,
and that is all to
you
be
really
expected.
can't put too much. You can't really pressure them too much for this. Like this is really just the start of. I mean, you never know. Like in the future, they definitely could be one that you might want to watch out for. But right now, they're just getting started.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, do you have any other closing thoughts before we move on and we talk about the next? I believe the next race. Let's see. Final thoughts on Hungary at all?
I don't know. I mean, it was definitely a good one. We had also like this is a definitely like do I try to go for a one stop? Do I play it safe at the two stop or do I just plan or do I just like what exactly do we want to do for this race? I mean, it was a pretty strategic one. I mean, I
Hmm.
think. And also, if McLaren really gets it going, they might have a chance at it. So, I mean, I want to say, I mean, I think this was pretty entertaining of a race. So, yeah,
So next week the circuit goes to Belgium to the Johnny Walker Belgian Grand Prix. Okay,
wait,
um,
where, huh?
that's what this is
Are
saying
you
right
sure
now.
that Belgium wasn't? Because I know they were at Spa last
Sorry,
week.
sorry, the wrong season popped up here. Give me a second.
What season was that? That
Okay, next is the Netherlands. I apologize.
Zandvoort is
Okay, so
next.
we are headed. So there is no race again until the 21st of August. So this is the summer
The
break.
summer break.
We are at the summer break. So ironically, we're just back to doing this podcast, and now we have a month off, Romero.
Yeah.
We won't see Formula One
Yeah,
again until the end of August.
part of this break was definitely from the World Cup, and
And
obviously that's what we were basically doing, and
yeah,
of course, like we went on a road trip to the World Cup, like we kind of had to be all in on the World Cup while that's
yeah,
happening.
and everything. You know what? We for me it took a lot of time to get everything back in
Yeah,
order in my routine too. So also we had the end of your school year, and you had a project you were working on, which also
yeah,
set us back a couple of weeks. But here we are. We're back. So we'll be back in a month's time to cover the Dutch Grand Prix or the Netherlands Grand Prix, whatever
yes.
they call it. Um,
And
and yeah, go
looking
ahead.
forward, I think that pretty soon we're gonna have the Madrid in Madrid,
Yeah.
which is our first and only new track this year.
Yeah, we've got that so Netherlands is next, and then we got Italy 2 weeks later.
Monza,
Yeah, and then we're in Spain in Madrid the week after that. So,
yeah,
yeah, there's some good races coming up. This is going
yeah,
all the way. We're going all the way to Abu Dhabi on the 6th of December. So there is a long way to go
yes.
before this
Of
thing is
course,
over.
this is a shorter season due to us having two races canceled earlier,
Yeah, we had some. Yeah,
22 instead of 24 races.
yeah,
So
right.
it's gonna be a little shorter of a season. Not that it's gonna end any earlier. It's just we had more time off earlier in the season, almost like a spring break,
Yeah, we
sort
had
of,
a
because it
we had a
was long
4 week
enough that like
hiatus due to
yeah,
races being canceled. All right. For those that are not watching on your channel right now and can't see your handle, please let people know where they can follow you, Romero, so they can follow all your content if they're listening.
absolutely. So just you can find me on YouTube at Romero P Productions 1520, and I do all sorts of different stuff there from this sort of stuff that I'm gonna try and do in the future. I do lots of marble stuff. I also do some.
Some gaming.
I've played some gaming, including soon. I'm gonna try and maybe get out a City Skylines series. I have the game. Unfortunately, due to computers not meeting the requirements, I have the 11-year-old game. but that's kind of how it is when your computer doesn't really meet requirements for newer games. Even though the City Skylines 2 is only 3 year is like 3 years old, it's still the computer can't handle that.
Okay, enough
So
talking about my
yeah.
computer like that.
Okay,
uh,
okay.
and maybe next time we will record earlier in the day
Yeah.
so they can actually see you on the live stream. Because anyone
Yeah.
watching, you're kind of dark right now, kind of hard to see
I,
you.
I
But
mean, I can see me, but I don't know if
now you're better
that looks
because
better.
now you're
Yeah,
letting more light
I
in.
backed up a bit, so
But
that looks better.
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who listened. Of course, a number of you have reached out telling me how much you like these, and I'm glad that we're back doing them again. There's a lot coming on the channel this week on the Mr. Benfica Podcast Network. Okay, the new season, season 9, is going to start later this week. I'm waiting for Benfica's second leg on Thursday against St. Gallen, and hopefully they're going to take care of business in advance in the Europa League. And I'll start the new season there. I've got a couple things coming. Tuesday night, there will be a new there'll be a new roundtable. We got a new name for the roundtable. Tune in to find out what it is. And it's going to basically be episode 1 this week. We're going to preview the upcoming Portuguese soccer season, the Liga Portugal season. And then Mr. Benfica returns later in the week. Okay, so there's a lot coming on the channel. Please stay tuned. Make sure you're following me if you are not already
And
over.
me.
Yep, but make sure you go over to X and follow me at Mike Agostinho at MikeAgostinho, so that you know whenever I am putting out new content. And of course, my content's also available on my. A lot of it ends up on my Facebook page as well. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm at Agostinho20, Magostinho20 on Instagram. As long as you don't mind 100 pictures of this guy right there. It's dominated by him, but I do share content there as well in the stories, and I share links and whatnot. And any news I break, sometimes I break it there or on X. Those are the two main platforms I use with which to communicate with y'all. So make sure you give me a follow there. But that's going to do it for this one. We're going to wrap up this 2026 Hungarian Grand Prix. F1's going on a summer break, so we will be back when F1 is back in a month. Thanks for watching,
Yeah.
everybody. Have a good
Uh,
night. Go ahead, Romero. Sign it off.
Mm, Thank
Wh-
so
wh-
thank
Yeah,
you thank you for watching, everyone who's if you're watching or if you're listening. Um, make sure to tune in next time for our next edition of the F1 recaps. We'll be covering the Dutch Grand Prix, and we'll see you next time.
peace.